Yo everyone, what is going on? Welcome to the video, and in today's video I am going to be doing a full day of lean bulking at 3,000 calories. So I'm going to be showing you a typical full day of lean bulking for me, the foods I like to eat, etc. And I'm also going to be giving you some tips on how to set up your own lean bulking diet and how to optimize your progress on a lean bulk. So without further ado, let's go to my first meal of the day. Alright, so meal number one is going to be protein porridge, and I'm going to be using 50 grams of this super smooth porridge that you get from Tesco. It's pretty much just the knockoff version of Ready Bread. Then I'm going to add about 250 ml of water, and that 1:5 ratio of porridge is to water is absolutely key to get that consistency that you want. And I'm going to stick it in the microwave until the oats begin to rise, and this usually takes just a couple of minutes. And while that is microwaving away, I am going to prepare my other ingredients. So I'm going to be using 20 grams of this powdered peanut butter. Then I have 2 bananas here. I'm going to chop up one of them and put it on my porridge, and I'm going to have the other one as like a little post porridge snack. Okay, the oats are ready to go, and now I'm going to add my protein. So I'm going to be using 30 grams of this chocolate brownie whey protein that you get from My Protein. And as you can see, I am running low here. My Protein need to get their act together and hurry up with that sponsorship. And this is the type of consistency that I like. And now it is time for the topping. So I'm going to add my 1 banana, my 20 grams of powdered peanut butter, and 20 grams of granola. This is honestly such a good combo. The granola like really adds to it. It gives it a really nice crunch. And banana is actually a really good fruit topping if you are on higher calories and kind of struggle to get them in, because banana is one of the most calorie dense fruits there is. So for example, per 100 grams of berries, let's just say there's about 50 calories, whereas per 100 grams of a banana, there's 100 calories. And it is actually so easy to make like a really calorie dense porridge bowl. Like this easy could have been over 1,000 calories. Like I could have used real peanut butter, which would have added a couple of 100 calories. I could have used a lot more granola, like 20 grams is just a sprinkle. And I also could have drizzled some honey over the top of it, and you could easily add a couple of 100 calories by just adding a little bit of honey. And I almost forgot about this baby, so let's give it a go. Is there even a way to eat a banana on screen and not look like an absolute weirdo? Alright, so I want to give you some like really quick and useful tips throughout the video on what you can do to maximize your progress on a bulk. And the first tip that I want to give is that when you are bulking, you need to dedicate a significant amount of time to that bulk. So I think that setting aside at least 6 months, and I mean 6 months minimum, maybe 9 to 12 months if you can, to a bulk is where you are going to see the most progress, because you're just going to be able to build momentum on your bulk. You're going to build some serious momentum with your training. You're going to allow yourself a real chance to get strong on your lifts, etc, etc. And this is obviously going to have a huge positive effect on muscle growth. This is especially key for those of you who are maybe beginners in the gym. Maybe you're a little bit younger, you're just starting out, and I know that, you know, when you were starting out and at that younger age, having abs is a big goal like it was for me. But if you are already like moderately lean, then I do recommend spending the most part of your first maybe 1 to 2 years in the gym bulking up. And that just means that when you do eventually cut down, you are actually going to have some muscle to go with those abs. So yeah, that is tip number 1. Dedicate a significant amount of time to bulking up. And before I forget, I actually want to ask if you would be interested in seeing some training clips in my video. So I'll take you through my workout split. I'll show you what muscle groups I am focusing on moving forward, etc, etc. So if that is something that you want to see, maybe you'll get some ideas for your own training split, then comment below and let me know. Alright, I am back in the kitchen for meal number 2. I have all of my ingredients ready to go, as you can see, except for the radio, of course. I think that might be a little bit too calorie dense for a lean bulk, lol. But yeah, this is gonna be an absolute beauty. Okay, so I'm gonna start by adding 300 grams of this broccoli and cauliflower mix to this steam microwave pot thingy, whatever you want to call it. And I am going to let it cook away in the microwave for about 6 minutes or so. And while the veg is cooking away in the microwave, let's move on to the actual good part of this recipe. So I'm going to be frying one of these peri beef sizzle steaks on the pan that I got from Tesco, and these are actually so good for calories and macros. So per 100 grams of steak there is only 167 calories and 25.6 grams of protein. And as far as steaks go, that is actually a really lean and low calorie cut of steak, and if you are on the lookout for a lean cut of steak, then fillet steak is usually a really good option. And while both the veg and the steak are cooking away, I am going to toast 2 of these 120 calorie bagel slims in the toaster. Okay, so bagels are toasted and good to go. This is coming together nicely. And next up, I'm going to add 50 grams of this 50% less fat cheese to the bagels. And if you have been living under a rock and you haven't watched my last like 10 million videos, you get this 50% less fat cheese in Aldi. I have chopped up my steak into little pieces and I am going to add that to the bagel on top of the cheese. Let's do a little fold and press to bring everything together. Add our broccoli and cauliflower. All right, I actually need to unfold because I forgot one crucial ingredient. So I'm gonna add about 30 ml of this red hot buffalo wing sauce to the dish, and this is so low in calories. You get it from Aldi, and per 100 grams there is only 47 calories, and it is also very nice. And finally, I am going to put it in the oven just for a few minutes to give the cheese a chance to melt. All right, let's give it a go. There's just something so satisfying about a steak and cheese bagel. Like chicken or turkey or anything like that does not have the same effect as steak. This is just glorious. And this came to about 639 calories, I think, but I definitely could have made it higher in calories if I wanted to. So for example, I could have used normal bagels instead of slim bagels. That would have added on an easy like 250 calories. I could have used a fattier cut of steak, another really easy way to bump up the calories without actually consuming what looks like more food. I could have used normal full fat cheese instead of the 50% less fat one. So yeah, I have quite a big appetite, so even when I am lean bulking, I still like to go for the leaner, lower calorie options because it just means that I can have more and it fills me up. But if you are someone that struggles to get the calories in, there are just so many easy little swaps in each meal that you can do to really bump your calories up. These are honestly just so good. Okay, so tip number 2 is in relation to what kind of calorie surplus you should be in when you are on a lean bulk. And for most people, I recommend a surplus of about 10% above your calorie maintenance. So for example, if your calorie maintenance is about 2,500 calories per day, then I think setting yourself a calorie target of 2,750 calories per day is a good goal. And the reason that I recommend this kind of modest calorie surplus for most people is probably because it's just going to suit you a lot better. Like, just think about it. You probably don't want to be, quite fat and out of shape most of the year. It's not like you are a pro bodybuilder and you only care about what you look like on stage maybe once or twice a year, and you don't really care the other 363 or 4 days. No, you probably want to look pretty decent and pretty lean year round. And that is what a slight calorie surplus will enable you to do. You will still be able to build a huge amount of muscle because you are in a calorie surplus. You won't get the urge to cut down every couple of months because you are not gaining, that much fat on a monthly basis. And then when the time does come that you do want to cut down, you're not even going to have to lose too much fat, and you're not going to have to spend too much time in a calorie deficit because you haven't gained that much fat over the course of your lean bulk. And weighing yourself on a regular basis is a good idea to ensure that you're keeping your bulk lean, and I recommend a weight gain of about 1% of your body weight per month. So for example, if you weigh 70 kg, then gaining about 0.7 kg in a month is a good goal. And this is obviously going to vary on a monthly basis, and you shouldn't freak out if you are not gaining exactly 1% of your body weight per month. But if you are somewhere within that maybe 1% to 1.5% of your body weight per month range, then you are on the right track. Alright, so for dinner I'm going to be taking a little trip to Mexico, and I'm going to be making myself a very quick and easy burrito bowl. So I am going to start by adding 175 grams of this Irish chicken stir fry with fajita pieces that you get from Tesco. It's pretty much just a combo of chicken, peppers and a fajita glaze. And if you cannot get your hands on something like this, then normal strips of chicken breast does the job perfectly. Then I'm gonna be very lazy and add some frozen, pre-sliced and diced peppers and onion to the pan. So 150 grams of mixed peppers and 100 grams of this diced white onion. And then to give it an extra bit of a kick, I'm going to add some smoked paprika. Couldn't go a full video without adding this to something. And some hot chili and sea salt. Oh, and I am also gonna add 30 grams of green and red jalapenos. And while all of that is frying away, I'm going to heat up this full bag of spicy Mexican inspired rice, and I'll be using half, so 125 grams. And to really bring it all together, I have 2 ingredients to go. So ingredient number 1 is 150 grams of hot salsa. And salsa is actually so low in calories. So per 150 grams of this one, there is only 45 calories. And finally, I'm gonna add 30 grams of my trusty 50% less fat cheese. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is at least a 12. Give it a go. Unreal. May have thought to yourself, wow, he used a lot of salsa, and that's because I did. And that is just because I literally love it so much. Like, it just brings everything together in this dish so well. And in terms of calories, I could have made this way bigger in calories if I wanted to. Like, I could have used a full bag of rice. I could have added some kidney beans. I could have used some guacamole that is really high in calories. So when it comes to a burrito bowl, there is literally so many options for you to make it as calorie friendly or as calorie dense as you like. All right, so my third and final tip of the day is to not fill your calories with junk food. So people tend to become very, very, very lenient when they begin a bulk, and they just use it as an excuse to eat a lot of lower quality foods. But if you are doing that, you are just gonna feel shit. Your performance in the gym is gonna be shit, your energy levels in general are gonna be shit, and hence your overall progress is gonna be shit. So what I recommend as a general rule is ensuring that at least 80% of your calories each day come from higher quality sources. So things like lean proteins, fish, whole grains, fruit, veg, healthy fats, etc. And then you can set aside the remaining 20% of your calories or less to lower quality sources. And you know, you don't need to get carried away with this rule. You don't need to be calculating it down to the very last calorie, but it is important that each day you are looking back on your day and thinking, okay, yeah, most of my meals were filled with highly nutritious foods. And if you pay attention to my day of eating today, that is pretty much what I am doing. So all of my meals so far have been pretty healthy, I think, and I have one more meal to go that is probably going to be a little bit lower in quality, and that is the kind of balance that I am talking about. Okay, so it is time for my final meal of the day, and this is going to be an absolute feast because I have just over 1,100 calories left. So I'm gonna start by putting this barbecue chicken pizza in the oven that you get from Aldi. These are absolutely unreal. So in this whole pizza, there is only 604 calories and there is 34 grams of protein. And if you are a big fan of pizza, then I honestly think that these are such a good shout, whether you are on kind of lower calories and you are fitting it in as a treat, or you are on higher calories and you're just using it to reach your calorie goal. And Aldi also have a couple of other options. So this is another one I picked up the other day. It is ham and pineapple. Yes, I like pineapple on pizza, get over it. But in this one, there is literally less than 600 calories. So 592 calories in this baby. In you go. And while that pizza is cooking away, I'm going to treat myself to a very large bowl of Cocoa Pops. So I am pouring 70 grams of Cocoa Pops into a bowl. And instead of using milk, I am actually going to use protein milk. So I'm going to add 30 grams of chocolate brownie whey protein to this shaker. Mix in 280 ml of low-fat milk. Give it a shake and add it to the Cocoa Pops. And as literally everybody knows, when you add like just normal plain milk to Cocoa Pops, it turns into like chocolate milk. But when you add chocolate brownie into the mix, it just gets so chocolatey. Honestly, tastes out of this world. Even if you don't have the calories for a huge bowl, have a small bowl, give it a go, let me know what you think. Eating pizza is such a tactical game. Like, you obviously don't want to start with the best slice. You want to leave that to last, but you don't want to start with the worst slice either. I think I'll go with this one. One thing I will say about these Aldi pizzas is they tend to get cold quickly, so when you're trying to record yourself eating, it's a bit of a rush, but the vast majority of people are probably not going to have that problem. Comment below what you prefer, a barbecue base or a normal base. For me, it is absolutely no contest. I will go with barbecue base whenever I can. Oh, and if you don't have an Aldi near you, it's not the end of the world. You will be able to pick up some lower calorie pizzas in most supermarkets. So I know Lidl have some, I know Super Value have some as well. And what you want to look out for is the stone-baked thin pizzas. And this is because obviously, you know, the thinner the crust, the less dough, the less calories. And if you are in the opposite position and you want something that is like really high in calories, then you will definitely be able to find a high calorie pizza anywhere you go. Alright everyone, so I am going to wrap the video up there. I haven't done a higher calorie day in a while, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you comment below and let me know. And now that I have surpassed 10,000 subscribers, I'm kind of looking at that number and I'm thinking, I could get 20k. But yeah, all of your support so far, all of your comments, all of your thumbs up has gotten me to that 10k mark, which is just surreal for me. So please keep it going, and I could hit 20k sooner than I think. So yeah, thank you again for watching. I hope you found the video useful, and I will see you next week.